Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the support. And if you don't know who I am, you are here joined with Yolanda. I am locating cozy, and this is a broad chat. So today I am here with Manassé. Before we get started, please do make sure that you do like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll know the next time I have something very insightful and entertaining to share. Last month, Exodus Summit happened, and I knew that I was not going to be able to attend this year's Exodus Summit. I have attended every single Exodus Summit since 2022 when I first discovered this whole way that Black women supporting each other and just cheering each other on and dreaming bigger than what the status quo of what America expects you to do. I knew this year that I would not be able to attend, but I wanted to pay it forward. I made an announcement on my YouTube channel. Actually, two wonderful women got free tickets to attend the summit. So Manasseh was one of the young ladies that did win the ticket, and I did ask her if she was so inclined and so open that she would actually come on my channel and talk about what her experience was attending her first Exodus Summit. This was your first one, right?
My first one, yeah.
So I'll get to that. Okay. But before we start, Manasseh, can you please tell us a little bit about you?
Ooh, okay. Thank you so much. I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for your energy. I love your energy from the first time we start talking. I was like, yeah, it's my sister. We're gonna do it. So it was so amazing because I was not planning to attend Exodus
Hmm.
Summit. And one of my good girl, my friend Lori, my sister now, that she saw the link, she saw the post on your YouTube channel and she sent
Hmm.
it to me. I really want you to be there. And she's like, just do it, just do it. And we co-created that, we manifested it together. And she had me in there and you paid forward to me. It was meant for us to meet and connect. So I'm very grateful for that. So about me, where do I start? I am being having an experience here on this planet. That's how I like to start.
Hmm.
I think that I'm originally from Haiti. I was born and raised in Haiti. I'm Haitian.
Okay.
I came to the US when I was turning 16 years old.
Okay.
Now I'm about to be 36. So I've been around for a little bit.
Okay.
So I've been through a lot mentally, so which pushed me to search for my own healing. And through my healing, I was able to train myself so that I can inspire other people to find the journey themselves. So that's a little bit about myself, but we can go
Okay.
deeper.
Okay, so before we get started, I do always like to ask and just to see and do a check in to see how are you locating your cozy? What have you done lately that has just been something that was maybe selfish, that was just for you, that has brought you joy? It could be something big or small, it doesn't have to be anything grand. But what have you done?
I love that. I think as women, we are very hard on ourselves. We always look for things to do. We have a very challenging time with getting things done for ourselves in pause. So yesterday was Sunday and I had a whole plan yesterday to go out, to go buy some things and stuff like that. I literally canceled all my plans and I stayed in bed.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Yes,
I
that is
loved
what I'm
it.
talking about. Yes, exactly. Okay. I love that. It's, again, it doesn't have to be the big grand things. It's like I stayed in bed. I read a book. Yeah, just something that just brings you joy. Actually, okay, so for me, my locating my cozy, actually I really didn't have one. I really didn't think I had one. But so this is for me, but it's something that me and my granddaughter did. So she spent the night, Saturday night, and so I'll read to her before she goes to bed, and she has her books that she likes. But I actually started reading to her, and this was just a book from my childhood, was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I didn't think that she was going to really want to pay attention to it,
Mm,
but I saw her imagination going. So this is a book that I remember reading when I was a kid. I remember my kids reading it when they were younger. It was so joyous because at first she was like, "I don't want to read that book, Lolly," and I was like, "We're going to read this book," and it was really a cool thing. So it was selfish for me. and that's fine. But I saw her light up, and that was really cool. And so, but as I was reading it, it's like I found it problematic. But then the next
Mhm.
day, she wanted to, before she left to go home, she wanted to read another chapter. And
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, so yeah. Anyways,
Granddaughter, look at you. You look so young.
oh,
I
thank
wouldn't
you.
guess you
Yes.
have.
Oh yeah, my kids are super grown. Yeah. Okay.
You look
Super
great.
grown. Thank you very much. So tell me, okay, so first of all, we did bring up, we talked about how it came about with the Exodus Summit. And the thing about it was I was giving away 2 tickets. So Exodus Summit has a big summit every year where they have different focal points and they have guest speakers, and it's like 3 days and it's amazing. And so I wasn't able to go this year. And the person that originally had gotten the ticket was not able to respond to me in a timely manner.
That's
And so I
really so
reached
fun.
out to you, and I wanted to make sure that, because again, it was starting the next day, and you
Mhm.
said yes.
Yeah.
So can you tell me what caught your interest about attending the summit?
I think mostly the way the ticket was manifested for me.
Okay.
It's so divine. I already had things, but then Lori, my sister, she's
Mhm.
like, "You gotta go because I've been last year." And I was like, "I cannot pass that opportunity. I will do it."
Well, I'm so glad that you were able to attend. Was there a particular speaker that you
So for me, okay, one that stood out like right away, it's the LinkedIn one. I was like, okay, let me get my notes, let me get my pen. I don't know anything about LinkedIn. I'm gonna be so
Oh,
focused.
LinkedIn.
It's something that I don't know, and it's very intimidating for a lot of us.
Mhm.
But she made it so I laughed so hard. It was so funny. It was so good. And of course, I love the meditation part. She did a very nice meditation session, a very nice
Mhm.
ground. It was great. It's nice to see diversity and our people there as well, teaching yoga and meditation.
So Portia Obing was the one that was the LinkedIn coach. Octavia Rahim.
Octavia. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Octavia. I'm like, I should know this. She does it every year.
I didn't know about Stephanie and Rashida at all. We were just online and I was online looking for my next destination. And I ended up on their channel, and I was like, whoa, they are in alignment with what we're already doing.
I speak about it passionately because
Yeah.
as much as they help me, I want to be the voice to give women the tools that they need. If what I say resonates and helps other women, especially other Black
Mhm.
women, I am happy to do it. So that's why I get so gung ho and giddy about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
yay. Okay.
I know. I love that. I love that I found them because I feel like they just bring a confirmation of what we were already doing. I say we as my family and what we were
Yeah.
doing, we are in the right path. I feel like they brought that confirmation for us. And it made me very excited to see other people as well that are, doing more already
Yeah.
full time living abroad. And, everybody have different journey, but it was just so fascinating to me to see everybody's story and to see everybody's experience and where they've been and places that I've been already. I'm like, yeah, I've been there. Or places that I inspired to go to, and say,
Mhm.
okay, let me get more information about that place and possibly visit or go there and spend some time. So it was just so fascinating to me. I love the community. Yeah,
Now,
I like
I wanted to
that.
go ahead and get into, so you have been doing something, and let me just go back and say in 2020, when we were on lockdown, I became completely obsessed with watching YouTube videos about people that got in their vans, RVs, tricked out, their converted buses, whatever it was, their trailers, and they were traveling around the US. Some I watched some where they were traveling up to like Canada, Alaska, some went as far down as Central America. They were just like they were traveling around, the Americas. And then we started talking because I wanted you to come on and talk about, your experience with Exodus Summit. But then you tell me that you and your husband have been doing I guess, an RV life, so to speak, because you have a trailer attached,
Yes.
camper or something like that, and that you guys have been doing this like for a year now.
Oh, full time for a year and a half. Yeah, full time. But
You
but
remember how
we did.
excited I got? I was like, what?
It's
Okay.
exciting. Yeah, it's very exciting.
When did you guys originally start this journey? How did that come about?
So traveling RV, okay, specifically RV. Let me go back a little bit. I We
Okay.
met in 2015, me and my husband.
Hmm.
And I was this girl that was focused, retirement. I was grounded. I was just like, I'm working and I'm focusing and I think about the retirement and I'm going to be here and I'm going to finish this job and I'm going to grow up the ladder. And that was my mindset. Okay.
Hmm.
When I met him, he was totally like, let's go. We're going to just explore the world. We're going to just, I was like, how? I need retirement. I am going to grow old. He was just like, let's go. And he's kind of pushed me over the edge a little bit. And I started falling in love with exploring life. Okay.
Okay.
Because I
So
was
you were more
raised,
grounded as far as focused on on the financials, and he was like, "There's a balance."
yes.
Okay.
He's like,
Okay.
I'm all the way on the other side. Let's go. Let's just explore the world. There's a lot of things he started making me question. Like, okay, you stuck in a job for so long. I mean, what if this? What if that? What if you don't get to see the world? What if you don't get to do this again? There are so many other ways that we can live instead of just being stuck in one way. I'm very like about security and grounding. And the first thing we did was to drive from Massachusetts all the way to Florida in just one Saturday night. He was like, let's just drive to Florida. It's about to snow, so we don't want to be in the snow. Let's go. I was like, I did a plan. I got a plan. I have to plan all of it. He's like, no, just let's go. So then now I feel like just the way the brain works is when you do something one time, the fear of it is out. You are
Yeah.
able to say, you know what, you push that boundary, you push that bar, and you're able to open up and say, oh yeah, I'm surviving. I took a trip on a whim like this, but I'm still surviving. I still have my job. You can do a little bit more. So I start pushing a little bit more and I fell in love with it. And then we decided to, travel more comfortably. And we did the whole renting of the RVs. But then after
Hmm.
that, we decided to get our own.
So the first time when he said, "Let's go from Massachusetts because it's about to start snowing down to Florida," and I mean, how long did y'all? How long did he want to go, and how long did you actually stay in Florida?
Ooh, we took, first of all, kind of cried. I cried on the way because it was such a long drive. We didn't have an RV or anything. It was in the car. We just took
Okay.
the car and left. So it took us probably 4 days to get there because of
Hmm.
me, because I want to stop all the time. And then
Yeah.
we stayed there for like a week or so. And then after that, we came back. We drove back. But it was
Okay.
fun. It was fun.
That was your first trip, like together as a couple.
Yeah, that was my first trip as a couple. Yes.
Okay, so I got to ask, who got on whose nerves more? Okay.
I think I got on his nerve more. He's very zen. He's like very peaceful.
Hmm.
I think I got on his nerve. I'm like, slow down, stop. I gotta rest. We've been driving too much. I think I'm better now. I love exploring now. But
Yeah.
before, like, I was just not. I was not. Because I was raised like that. I was raised that, you know, we gotta work. We have to get this. We have to get that. Because we came here as immigrants.
Hmm.
So there is this thing as an immigrant that this is the land of opportunity. You came here to take the opportunity. So you cannot be slacking, you cannot be resting, it's just take the opportunity, work, work, work. I think we were conditioned that way. We
Oh
programmed
yeah,
that
absolutely.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes. So wow. Yeah.
I was hooked. But you know what? So before that, what inspired him for us to go take the trip? It was because I got laid off. I was in that job thinking that I was gonna, become a manager and a supervisor and director and stuff like that because I was working for a nonprofit. and they
Hmm.
cut funding and they had to lay off a bunch of people. And unfortunately, my position had to go. So he was like, "You off anyway? Let's just go for 3 weeks. Then after that, you look for a job." I was like, "No, I gotta stay and look for a job."
I was
It
the
was cool.
same way when I first left my last full time job. I mean, I've been working since I was, I don't know, 14, 15 years old. And so the idea, and I didn't work for 8 months.
Mm,
The thing was, when I left the job and when I went on leave, I had already planned to go visit my daughter again in Spain. And so I left a few days after I left my job and I was in Spain like, "Oh my God, what have I done?" It was
right.
overwhelming to my senses to think
Yeah.
that not only did you go on leave with this job, but my mind was like, "No, you have to secure another income now."
Yeah.
And so I was at my daughter's home here in Spain, and I'm like looking for a job on, like while I'm in Spain. And my daughter's like, "What are you doing?" Okay. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just," and she was like, "Mom, just you're okay. Stop. You just left that job and you're taking a leave and you just left like a week or so ago. Relax." And
Hmm.
I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to
Yes.
sit still. Yeah.
Yeah. Mostly us women, mostly us
Hmm.
melanated women. I think I have the liberty to say that because I am one of them. And I was raised by a mother that's like always on. And I think that we have that in us. And it's really hard. It's a challenge for us to deconstruct that. And it
Hmm.
is very important in our healing journey for us to do that because
Yeah.
we were not made to be that way. We were just
And for me,
programmed
I
that.
was always in survival mode for the longest time. So that was like the job that I left was like one of the best paying jobs that I had ever had. So
Mhm.
for me to leave, it was just like I was like, you must be out your mind, girl, because you don't quit. You don't quit. You don't go on leave. You work through the pain. You stay no matter what. And so for me, it was I had been in survival mode for so long that
Mhm.
I was like, "You are out of your mind to even jeopardize that type of income."
Yes.
But I was like, "But you're not well there,
Mm-mm.
okay? You are suffering physically and mentally at this job." So
Mhm.
I get it. I get for various reasons, there's a whole list of reasons why we can't let go and how we feel like we have to have that structure and we
Yeah.
have to live a certain way because if we take a chance or if we're not ready to grab hold of that next opportunity, then we're not doing something right. And I'm so
Mhm.
glad that that your significant other was able to present to you and challenge you and open your mind and your heart and all that up to this other possible way of living.
Yes. And we all have someone in our lives right now. It could be you because you're doing this program or channel so that people can see other people doing that. And it may take, like your daughter was telling you, "Hey, mom, just relax." We need those people in our lives. And I think each of us come here for a reason. We come here, some of us come here to let other people know that they can live their lives the way they choose to. So I think
Yep.
it's a beautiful work. The work that you're doing is very needed. It's very
Thank you.
beautiful.
I always give kudos to because I feel like my daughters paid it forward to me in giving me that insight, because my girls have just been travelers. My youngest daughter went to Cuba when she was in college. My oldest daughter, she went to Norway. That was her first study abroad. And so just to see that because again I'm somewhat stuck in the middle, but just to see that the young black women are kind of they're showing mothers and aunts and some older black women that there's another way. And
Yes.
so now that I've been imparted this wisdom by wonderful women like, from Exodus Summit and also from my daughters and just seeing this opportunity, yes, I want to pay it forward. My pay it forward is not necessarily giving away free tickets to Exodus Summit. My pay it forward is talking about it, talking to other black women about different ways that you can find joy and you don't have to work yourself to a heart attack or a stroke because you're worried about this job that don't care about you.
Yeah, there's so many other ways to do it. I mean, there are so many other ways to do it because in the beginning, when we started RVing, um, I didn't have a remote job, and a lot of people think like, you know, it's like all sun and shining. No, it's just shifting the mind to customize something for yourself and knowing that I'm not any special than anyone. We all
Hmm.
special. We are very special. We are amazing. However, there's nothing that I have that you don't have. Because if we were looking for being special, or all the conditions are in line for someone to do this, it wouldn't be me. It would never be me. Okay. So I'm saying this because, first of all, when we decided to be RVing full time, like almost 2 years ago, year and a half ago, I didn't have a full time job remote, but I did
Wow.
some research and I found a job where I wanted to be at. And another way we started traveling RVing is there are opportunities. Berto he does construction. So we had a partnership for him to build horse stables for farms. So he
Oh,
would just go
wow.
to the farms, yeah, and build the stables for the horses. And we get to stay on the farm for free with our RVs.
Oh, my girl.
Yeah.
That is really cool. People are like, "Oh, you have to do this. You have to work this job. It has to be 9 to 5. You have to do it this way." But it takes all types of people that are willing to think outside the box and experience life in a different way to be able to have. That's a wonderful opportunity.
It is. It is.
Wow.
And you don't have to have a brand new rig. Like a rig is an RV
Hmm.
or camper or trailer, you know. You don't have to have like a brand new situation or a camper. You don't have to. You can just say, if that's something that people are interested in, they can say, okay, I'm gonna save like $1,500, $2,000 or whatever and get something. For me personally, I wouldn't get something that's going to give me trouble on the road because I
Hmm.
don't like to feel like I'm not secure. I would really think about getting something that is reliable. So you can find places that are taking people, and some people they pay you to live there for free, and they pay you something. They give you a stipend. Some people, a lot of them do work camping. They exchange
Yeah.
work for stay.
So
But
the work
there are
away or things like that. I've heard a lot of people, yeah, that
yeah,
have done that. Yeah.
there are places that they will pay you and you can stay for free and you have all your hookups and you
Hmm.
can just work 15, 20 hours a week because you're not really having, you don't really have that much overhead. You
Yes.
can kind of slow down. That's why I try to tell people you don't have to think about the big, I'm getting out, I want to go somewhere else. Like there are other little steps here. There's
Which
other
is
ways.
usually like the diminishing the stress is like diminishing the need to have like more income just so you can have more things or bigger things. What was the biggest challenge of that transition to do traveling full time around the US and other parts of the country?
2017, I started looking for opportunities that give me more flexibility, that I can work from home. That was way before COVID started. Work
Hmm.
from home, and then we can go places. We can go hiking. We can travel more into, certain areas. We can go and do more things. And then 2019, I was still kind of stuck in New England because I had a flexible job. I was able to work from home, but it was kind of like hybrid. Sometimes I
Hmm.
had to be on site, and then I was not able to work outside of the state. A lot of those opportunities I was not able to. So when COVID hit, I was able to go a little bit more because it was fully remote, but I couldn't be outside of the country
Hmm.
so much. So then it was still a little block. But I think that it was nice that we started exploring the US. And then after that, when like end of 2023, we were like, okay, that's it. We just have to travel fully. I was like, I need something really that's not a camper that's not gonna stop me on the road. I don't want to think
Hmm.
about mechanic stuff. Let's go. We just gonna go take the leap and travel. So then We did North America. So we traveled. The Panhandle is the part of of Florida that is
Hmm.
really close to Alabama. We were like literally 3 minutes from Alabama in the farm,
Okay.
working on the horses stables. So then we move from that to we traveled all the way upstate New York. We went to Canada. We went to Niagara Falls, and then we go down to Brooklyn, travel from Brooklyn to Massachusetts. We pick up the baby. Then we go
Hmm.
back to Canada. We just went around, and it's been fun. We just travel, and sometimes we stop, we wait, we work a little bit, we take our time, we rest, because resting is very important when you're in the car a lot.
Hmm.
And we explore, and then we explore New England. We explore all the states of New England. There are beautiful places where we can have like a more slower paced life. Then we have an opportunity in Panama as well. So we go to Panama and do some retreats. And we have two different ones. We have a couple one, and then we have,
The women's retreat. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So
women's.
a couple of things I just wanted to clarify so people are
Oh
not like,
yeah,
oh, they have a baby somewhere that they're not taking care. No, she has a bonus child. Okay.
yes,
That's not a baby. Okay.
yeah. He's not. He doesn't want me to tell. I say baby, but I'm like, I knew when you were like in diapers. He's like, no, I'm not a baby anymore. He tell me
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
time.
So
I
just
still call
just
him a baby.
clarify that, people. Yeah, it's like 'cause I don't need nobody to be like, so they just leave their baby? No, just
Oh no, we
relax. Okay.
don't. We
I wanted
don't.
to ask you also, have there been traveling around the US, have you had or experienced any challenges based on color or racism or anything like that? Maybe had you questioning if you wanted to continue, or like what experiences have you had as far as dealing with people as you travel around? Okay.
If I find in a place where I'm not welcomed, I don't want to go there. I'm not gonna force myself to be there. We have to do a lot of research when we're going to go somewhere. Make sure that you're welcome, because there are a lot of places that are welcoming. There are groups on Facebook that are like full-time Black people RV living, full-time RV living. They have
Hmm.
groups like, we got those groups
Okay.
there. We
Okay.
got events, like there's a lot of events for us. I am more about, I go where I'm welcome. I'm not trying to get into anybody's space that they don't want me there.
Like if I know that there's negative vibes or like there's
I
obvious,
want
you obviously are like, I mean, I'm not talking about, going to Little Orange Man camp.
to get
That's not
out.
what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like in just your everyday life. Like, you were just right there in the Florida Keys next to Alabama. Just in your everyday life, have you experienced any overt like
Yeah.
situations that made you be like, I don't want to be here. It wasn't like you were intentionally trying to make friends with somebody that, that you were
Oh,
by. But yeah,
yeah.
but if you just had some situations.
Oh, for sure. I do. And I feel it, and I automatically just walk out, because I do believe we all have our GPS system inside.
Mhm.
We can feel things. That's why I'm saying our experience is more about ourselves. Yes, the world is gonna be what it is. They're going to
Mhm.
show you things. Nobody have to say anything. I already feel uncomfortable, and I just leave. We don't have to be there. Okay, because I'm
Mhm.
not gonna push. I'm not gonna go have a conversation with you, because we are not on the same vibration. We're not eye to eye. We're not over here. If you're not my people, you're not my people. We don't need to engage too much. There are great places for us out there. I'm not saying everywhere is good, but there are places where we are very welcome. We are respected. We are protected. I trust this water they're giving me.
Yeah.
So we
So there
we
are
get to
wonderful
see.
communities, black or diverse groups that are very welcoming and that they can show you and give you the best advice and routes and where to stay and where you will be the most safe.
Because
Yeah.
if you're not out there, it's not diverse. I was also into the investment part of it, of
Mhm.
RV. There's a lot of melanated people who has RV parks, and we don't even know that, because they put a lot like there's a lot of propaganda of fear. A lot of people put a lot of fear. Oh, there's no people, Black people that are doing good. we are doing really good. A lot of
Yeah.
us are doing great, and we have good things out there for us.
Okay.
So we need to find them. We need to support them also. When we find out that somebody in our, in our community is doing something, and we just go and support them because they're doing something good, and bring
Okay.
some good ideas to them too if they are open to get it,
Okay.
you know?
At the end of this, if you have a couple of the groups, because I'm sure that somebody might be like, I would like to get more information about our RVing or people that are traveling, Black people of color or diverse groups that are traveling
Yeah.
around the US or whatever. So if there's any particular groups that you can share, I can put those in the description at the end.
Yeah, of course.
I would appreciate that. Yeah. And I'm going to say this because I understand what you're saying. Just being here in Spain, I've had so many wonderful people that, especially Black women that I speak to, that ask that question. Because I live in Zaragoza, Spain. What about the Black community? It's like, there's Black people here. There's more people moving here all the time, Steph. But if the only way you're going to move to a country or to a city is only if they have the percent of a
Mm-mm.
certain percentage of Black people, you might
Yeah.
not be going.
And we are in so many places. Like we are in more places than we think.
Hmm.
People travel. Melanated people, we travel. We I go
What
to
do you
places,
think?
I'm like, okay, we're gonna be. You go into I in a lot of places. I'm like, I'm not gonna find any black people. Yes, there are. There are black people. We are so diverse. Like we are everywhere.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of places where you can go, and maybe you are gonna be the one who started bringing the community. Maybe we are the
Yes.
one who start that. Whenever we step into a place, we can create what we want, and we've shown that so many times. So I don't want anybody to keep let that fear. I want you to be cautious, but not like be afraid to take the
Yeah.
step, because I think for me, I was concerned about that. But once I start educating myself, and also maybe you find yourself in a place where you're educating other people too. You might be the
Yeah.
one that's educating people and say, hey, like, we do that. Black people, a lot of people say, oh, black people camping. Yes, there's a lot of us out there, a lot of us doing it. And I've many, like on Facebook, you're talking about the resources. If you go on
Hmm.
Facebook, say black people leaving RV full time, you're gonna be blown
It's
away
there.
to see the rigs. The rigs are beautiful. The RVs, oh, they are beautiful. We get to step in it. We get to do
Yeah.
what we get to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, do you and your husband have any desires to move abroad or do some extended stays in other countries? And if
We
so,
do.
where?
Yeah, we do extended stays. Right now is Panama and Canada because we have the retreat. We lead there sometimes.
Hmm.
Um, and more places to come. But I love travel. I don't see myself staying in one place right now, like in one
Okay.
place forever. I like to explore. There's so many places in the world that I want to go to. I want to travel for
Like
now,
where?
but ooh, that's a great question. We want.
I just put you on the spot. Where?
I definitely want to tap into Asia. We haven't been
Okay.
to Asia, and definitely more Africa.
Okay.
And yeah, I want to go to Sudan. I really am attracted to Sudan. The story and the culture and everything about it, what it was, you know, I
Hmm.
really love. I want to go to Sudan. It's just
Okay.
Sudan. So Sudan, yeah.
You mentioned Asia, and ironically, so my daughter, she was over here. My youngest daughter was over here at my place today, and we were talking, and she was talking about some family trips and where she might, where they want to go this coming summer, and where they want to go in 2027. And Japan was where she wants to go, and she was asking me if I wanted to go to Japan, and I was like, no, that's okay. It's and she was like, really, no, and stuff, and I was like, no, I don't have a good clear answer as to why, because like there was
Why?
like a group of I want to say I think it was like 75 Black women that went to Vietnam at earlier this year with the Exodus Summit group. They had a whole meetup in Vietnam, and yeah, wow, it was. I didn't go. I was planning on trying to go, and I ended up not going. Asia is not on my list of where I to necessarily go to, and my daughter asked me why not, and I didn't have a good answer why not. I just was like, not now.
Yeah.
That might change. I might be on the plane with them in 2027. I don't know. but okay.
You feel things intuitively, you're not attracted to it, and it might not align with your spirit. That's
Yeah.
okay.
I know I do want to go to I was born in Germany and I haven't been there since I mean, I was like I don't speak German. I think I was like maybe a year old when I left, but,
Military?
I
Was it
huh?
military? Was it for
Yeah,
military? Were you
yeah.
military by
Usually in the military, yeah. But I was adopted, so I was actually technically a citizen of Germany in order to be adopted in Germany. So tell me
right.
about you the work that you do. I know that you do a couple of things, but one of the things that did catch my attention was your patient advocacy work.
Yes.
How did you come about that? And can you share what I just feel like it's very important because sometimes a patient advocacy person is somebody that I guess speaks on behalf and helps you understand what your rights are and helps
Mhm.
you have a voice in your care.
Mhm.
Am I correct in this?
Absolutely. Yes, you're correct. So I have a background in nursing. I'm a nurse for woof. I've been a nurse for oh my God, from 2012. 2012. That's like a long time. Over 11, like 11 years. I
Mhm.
can't believe it. I really can't. So I was working bedside, and I've been on both sides of the bed. So
Mhm,
I was on bedside and I was providing care to patients, and I see how hard it is in this side of the world for people to get care. And I was like, okay, it's hard. Then I was in the bedside and the other side of the bed as a patient, and I see how hard
mhm,
it was for my family to get things for me, because I was in
mhm,
a I was in a terrible accident. I was in a coma for a long time. So my story is pretty I'm a miracle, basically. So I know it's very hard for people to get care that they need because for you to be disabled here and not able to walk and not able to like get, assisted devices, it's very challenging. And a lot of people can't navigate the healthcare system because they don't speak the language or they don't have the patience because one phone call can take you like 5 hours to get to
mhm,
talk to somebody, and then there's not like a holistic approach to this healthcare. Your neurosurgeon might not know anything about what your cardiac is doing and might not know anything about your primary care and might not like they don't there's no link. And that bring an issue of polypharmacy. A lot of patient they have the same prescription prescribed to them by different providers, and then
mhm,
they're taking so many of the same medicine without even knowing because there's no link in the care. So I was very inspired to advocate for we were doing it anyway. Nurses do it anyway. A great nurse, most of us do it anyway. So I found an opportunity to work with Medicare and Medicaid because this is the population that a lot of time need advocacy the most. So we were able to secure a contract with them so that we work with people that have that kind of insurance and find them things. It's very challenging work because you are on the phone, you are advocating, you are making sure that these people get the things that they want. And there are so many advocacy company out there because it's covered by insurance. Insurance recognize it. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but it's a field that is covered by insurance. And there is a lot, mostly if you know a different language, it's really nice to help these people because they can't even have a wheelchair or scooter or like, they don't know how to go about it. So if you inspired, you can find some research on advocacy companies out there, and a lot of them are remote, which is great. So you can be flexible and work. I know that there are so many from COVID. I think it like just skyrocketed. The
okay,
advocacy companies just start creating more and more people know more about advocacy because if you don't have somebody full time trying to get things for you, most likely, mostly older people, they don't get the things that they need. They don't know what to ask. They don't know that they don't even know their coverage have that option for certain things, and they always looking for people because there's not enough people to ask for things for people. Like for example, I was working with this girl that she's blind, and she they don't even know that there are assisted devices that they can have in the home to help them, with like sound and things like that. And insurance can cover it, but you have to know. That's a problem with a lot of the healthcare system. There's no information. So as advocacy, you can, as an advocate, you can connect the dots for the patients. I have found
Okay.
myself introducing a patient's doctor to another doctor because they didn't even know that person had a cardiac condition, which is very critical.
Yeah.
And they didn't even know.
Wow.
Primary care doesn't know that person goes to the podiatrist because they have any, you know what I mean? So we get to be the link
Connecting
to
all the
connect.
dots. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So,
You definitely live a very insightful and broad life that has many experiences. And I think this is just wonderful. I did want to go ahead and talk to you about you are also one that is in tuned and you are a spiritual healer.
yeah.
Um, how did you come about recognizing your abilities and how to serve and share them?
Oh, thank you for this. This is a wonderful question. So I don't think anybody has put it in that way before. So thank you for that. Yes, since I was a little girl, I remember having dreams about people or about things, and then they happen. You know, I used to have a lot of premonition dreams, and also I used to hear things in my mind that are true about people, but then I used to think that everybody's like that, or at some point I used to think that I'm making things up about people. So I didn't understand my gifts. And then as I get older, I started getting a lot of anxiety because of things that I would dream they would happen. Like if it's something, for example, I remember clearly, I must have been like 8 years old. I remember having a dream about a building that was going to be on fire, that was on fire. And then maybe 3, 4 days later, the building got set on fire. It was on fire. And I was just,
Wow.
so those things started like giving me a lot of anxiety. And I also was raised Christian, so those things were not really welcomed. So I learned to just push them down and then kind of like pray about it because, you don't want to welcome bad things, bad energy, bad spirit.
Mhm.
So when I was 15 years old, I got into a very terrible accident with my father. And we were on a motorcycle, and then we got hit by a bus. The night before, I had a dream about it. I had a dream that the two front teeth come off. It was a lucid dream. I was just trying to keep the teeth in. But when I woke up, I told my mom, and I think vaguely she just said, the front one, your front teeth represent your parents, like that. And she didn't, subconsciously, she just said, give me the information. So the next day, we were living in a small town. I went out with my father. I was driving. I mean, it's common at a 15-year-old driving a motorcycle in Haiti. It's
Mhm.
not like
Yep.
here. So he's like, oh, let me drive. So when he switched with me, I got hit. We got hit. And then I got thrown one side and he got thrown another side. And unfortunately, he didn't make it. And I went into a coma, and it was a very traumatic experience for my family. And but when I was in the ambulance, I woke up. And a lot of people don't know that. I woke up in the ambulance because me and my father, we were laying, he was laying next to me, and I was laying, on one side. When I turned, I saw him next to me. And then when I looked forward, I see him standing over me. He was hovering over me. So subconsciously, I already know his spirit left his body. I couldn't put it into words. I didn't understand it at that time. Then I went back into a coma. Like I went back, sub unconscious. So my recovery was really long. I was in a wheelchair for a long time. But then I feel like that opened up another part of my brain to appreciate my gift a little bit more. that opened another side of it, and I was able to be see more and be able to like tap more into certain energies that I didn't know existed. But of course, I mean that came with anxiety as well. But I was looking for my own healing. People need to hear what we have inside. I have been through a lot of years that I didn't know that I was able to even smile. I was going to be able to smile again because of depression or sadness and grief. Okay. So, and guilt, survivor's guilt, you
Yeah.
know. So, and I had to heal from that. I had to heal. It's a journey. I'm not completely, it still trips me up a lot of times, but I feel that we have, or every experience that we have, a part of ourselves that can help us manage and heal in this life. If we go through very hard things, a lot of time, and when we are in the situation, we cannot see it. But when we are on the journey of healing, a lot of time, a lot of it makes sense. Some of them will never make sense because I want my father. I still want my dad as an adult. That's not going to make sense. But there are things that's all that are going to make sense because my journey help other people to see their light because we all come here for something. You know, some of us come to lead other people in the right direction. Some of us come as a good friend. Some of us come as a brother, you know. What is that thing that we came here to do? You know, what it is. Because for me, my life, I feel like my life has been so precious. I cannot just waste it in wasting time or like giving it to places that are not, you know, that is not going to feed me. So all of us have that and we need to find that. So I feel like my mission is for us to find that place, to pause and to know, okay, what did I come here to do? Why am I here? I've been through all of this. Why is that I've been through all of it? It's not just for anything, you know? So my gifts were open up to me and I did nothing for them to be given to me, you know, but all of us have something. You might not have what I have, but you have something. And my mission, I feel like as a spiritual healer or leader, I don't get to teach anybody anything. I need to you to remember who you are because you came here with some information. It's all about doing and doing, but we are not human doing. We're human being. We were made to just come here and be, okay? We were made to come here and find out why did we come here? The true purpose, the true reason. And it could be working a 9 to 5 for now, but do it with joy and serenity and peace. So that's my mission. My mission is to help you find yourself. And as I'm finding myself, because it's a lifelong journey, we never finish. Every day we learn something new. But at this level that I am, healing myself from all this trauma was just show me that we all have something because I wouldn't be here talking to you. I wouldn't be able to talk about what I've been through without like guilt and shame and, you know, hurt. It's still hurt, but there is healing for us. There is healing for us, and we can find that. I'm certified. I was trained as a hypnotherapist. That's a tool.
Okay.
Self compassion is a part of it. A lot of us are very hard on ourselves. When we are more, you know, calmer with ourselves and we are more compassionate with ourselves, we do a better job. When we to ourselves in kinder words, so we take the energy and we everything we say to ourselves is important.
Yeah. I
So
think about there's been many conversations about the fact that why don't we speak to ourselves as kindly as we speak to others? Why? People are always pleasant, always putting their best foot forward, or, living example. I know I am. I can be the biggest cheerleader to other people in the world and still be over here just second guessing and be like, oh, why'd you do that? And just putting the negative thoughts or second guessing myself. And yes,
yeah.
speak and show yourself as much kindness as you show others.
Yeah, but we were programmed that way. That's the
Yeah.
thing. So since we were small, we programmed that way. You have a little brother. They like, be kind to your little brother. Be nice to your little brother. You are bad for not being good to somebody else. So we are
Yeah.
programmed that way. We learn to
Absolutely.
be good to others, but then not give ourselves the space that we need. We have to
Absolutely.
love ourselves first. We don't even know how much we have. And it's time for us to start retraining. I think there's a lot of movement now with social media and, like the age of this revolution of information. It's nice that other people are learning. We're learning to be kinder to ourselves. Hopefully, we're learning other things. We are learning other ways. There's not one way to be. So I think that there's a lot of hope. I have a lot of hope that we can rewire the brain in ways that we can live a fulfilling life. We cannot avoid pain, but
Yeah.
suffering, we can put the suffering down. And I love to do my work. This is my life work. Spiritual coaching is my life work because you get to see the transformation, people who've been through things that that, I mean, if they stay in bed all day, you will why. But be able to get out and say, you know what, I have a chance in life. I have a chance because we were chosen to be here. I consider myself as a miracle. It's nothing to
Yeah.
do with what we have or who we are, although we like nice things and we can have nice things, we can manifest that. But we don't manifest in this survival mode. We got to manifest when we understand who we are, the miracle that we are. I personally get so many chances in life to redo it over again. I mean, accidents and redo it, and all these chances that I have to keep redoing it. I just don't look at my life as something simple. And I know that a lot of people don't get to think about it, but that's what our mission is, for us to
Yeah.
make you think about it so that you can live the life that you deserve. That you, and I'm connecting it back to, you know how powerful you are, how much of a miracle you are. You don't get to stay in a job that you don't love. You don't get to stay in a place where you're not welcome because you are a miracle. You have other missions and other great things to do. So that's, in a nutshell, on a long way to say that we get to tap back. I coach people to tap back into the basic of life, the simple, kind, peaceful, serene life, to know that, okay, who am I right now? What did I come to do? And all of this information is inside of us. We get to tap into it and serve the world and make each other better.
Wow. Wow. Well, you know what? I guess it's like I'm doing my part, and you are definitely doing your part to bring light, to bring positivity, to help, women. Again, my goal is, my focus is on Black women, to lift them up and know that they deserve more. They deserve peace. They deserve joy. They
Yeah.
deserve to not stay in a situation that is just draining the life out of them, where they can't even see the light. They can't even see and appreciate. They can't possibly appreciate the opportunity because maybe there's something that's holding them back. And so I
Mhm.
hope that this conversation has given anybody watching, given you the opportunity or given you the feeling that you deserve to find your peace and joy in life. And thank you so much, Manasseh. I really do appreciate you joining me and sharing your whole life experience and the different levels and journeys that you've gone through, and all the different ways that have people that have brought light into your life and given you new experiences, and how you do the same. So
Thank you
thank you.
for having me. It was amazing. I mean, the time just fly by. So
I know, right?
yeah,
It's
we
the,
could talk for like 5 hours, but
I told you this would happen. I did tell you this. I was like, so what's gonna happen is it's like we're gonna start talking, and it's just gonna kind of flow. Sister chat,
yeah,
sister girl chat.
yeah,
And so,
yes.
thank you so much for joining, for watching. Please do make sure that you do like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you will know when I do have a new episode, whether I go live or I'm posting a new vlog. Please do also, if you would like more information and you want to get on my email, subscribe, and there's a link below that will actually let you know whenever I have a newsletter. I think I sent it like maybe every week or so that gives insight about what's going on, any new offerings. And also, just FYI, if you didn't know, you guys know I started the Travel Buddy experience here in Spain. I offer my services to be for those female solo travelers that are just like want to go, but they've been waiting on maybe the husband, the boyfriend, the sister, the mom, the aunt, your best friend to come and travel to Spain with you, but they haven't committed yet. If you want to travel, but you're afraid of doing it alone, I can meet you in Madrid, Zaragoza, or Barcelona. I have the Travel Buddy experience. But right now, if you just want to find a travel buddy somewhere in Spain, Portugal, or France, I do have the new Facebook group, the Travel Buddy Experience Facebook group, and that link is in the description also. So all the links, everything that you need to know are either in the description of this particular vlog, or if you just go to my main YouTube, Locating Cozy, you will find all the links in the description there. So guys, thank you so much. Have an awesome rest of your week, day, or whatever's going on in your world. Live blessed and make sure you keep locating your cozy.